Hey, welcome back to Star Technology, where in the last video, we finally got the fusion reactor up and running. And it is still up and running, because this thing is never going to be finished. This is going to be running Europium probably forever. And it has been for quite a long time, because I've left this running for a little while between videos. So now I have 1,000 crystal chips, just in the backlog ready to go, and a pretty decent backlog of Europium. It's still going to keep going until I get to 1,000, but 187 is nothing to scoff at. And while I waited for that to go through, I've been working on my own passive processing stuff with the requesters, because it was brought up that the main drawback of the requesters is that they consume all of my machines when I would otherwise need them for on-demand things or manual crafting, and they take up my crafting CPUs so that I can't use a lot of my other things. So I've gone a bit overboard, and I have added a bunch more crafting CPUs. They're not quite as upgraded as my original ones, but they get the job done. So now I have 26 crafting CPUs, which should be plenty for my purposes. And I've gone through and found a lot of the frequently mentioned things to automate in the requester, and a bunch of other things that I've been meaning to for a while, like niobium titanium, sulfuric acid, quantum stars was brought up a lot, polyvinyl chloride, epoxy, and all of the extremely common ingots that I have no idea why I didn't put those in first. If there's anything I'm missing, I can add to it. I still have plenty of space left here, but nothing comes to mind right now. Admittedly, I didn't think too long about this. And I think going forwards, instead of making production lines, to try and minimize a lot of the effect of keeping all of my machines full with the requester, I'm just going to start making a bunch more parallel machines, similar to the way that I've done the chemical reactor. Because this, initially, I made the 3 so I could have different circuits in each of them, but since then I've split up a lot of the circuitless recipes so that I can try and have these running simultaneously as much as possible. And it's worked a treat. So I want to try and find somewhat of a middle ground that works for me, and is also better than the bare minimum. So that does mean I'm gonna have to make a bunch more fusion reactors, but I think the way I'll do it, because each fusion reactor each fusion reactor tier kind of just has one main material that it makes, at least according to the quest book, I'll just make a new fusion reactor and set it up with the recipes for that main material. And that'll do kind of the same thing as having a bunch of these passived. But anyway, that's not really the thing that I want to talk about here, because I'm at the end of LUV now. I think it's time to move forward, but there isn't really that much more to go, because I'd be moving on to ZPM. This one seems very short. There's a few upgrades that I might need, others that I probably don't, and some that are kind of necessary to even upgrade to this power tier. The only thing of note I see here is the chemical plant, but I really don't think that'll take too long to make, even if I make a couple of them. And then UV is much the same. The only things here I see is the chemical builder and an upgrade to the fusion reactor. And then UHV is the last tier in this pack, because UEV I can't start because the Milky Way Stargate is currently uncraftable. It might be in 1.20, I haven't checked, but I've kind of decided that I'm not going to be updating to 1.20 because it is way too significant of a change. It's almost a different mod pack at that point. So UHV is the end, and I'm guessing a lot of the things here only exist to be able to upgrade to UEV that I can't do. So I've been looking through this, and a pretty significant point here is the Stargate. That's when I'd say it transitions from making new technology to upgrading existing ones to account for the next tier. So then I'm thinking a classic Stargate could be a good point to end the series. I'm not fully decided on this. If you guys think I should do some stuff in Abydos, I'll try. If you can think of another good stopping point for the series, that'd be good, but UHV is as far as I can go. And I'm going to be getting there quicker than you think. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. It's something I've been thinking about for a little while now, and I think it's worth asking your opinion on this. Anyway, on to the point of this video. I'm moving on to ZPM, because I don't have anything left of note in LUV. I don't know if I'll be able to get to an energy hatch in this video. Maybe I can. Let me see. The recipe for the hatch itself, I can do that pretty easily. ZPM assembler. Maybe not quite so easily. Yeah. But I guess just like the LUV hatch, it could be a 2-video project. We'll see. Only way to know is to get started. And I think the best thing to start with is the ZPM machine hull. And I very well could have everything that I need here. I don't have vanadium gallium cables, but those are quite easy. But then the main metal of this tier is Nakoda alloy. And I haven't made a processing pattern for Nakoda alloy, just for regular Nakoda. So I'm gonna need to make that. It shouldn't be too hard. I guess this is an excuse to change the osmiridium recipe, but otherwise, I should have everything I need for this. So, do I have everything I need? Yes. Can I queue one up? Also yes. And it shouldn't take too long to go through. I reckon then there's a handful of things in here that I should probably stick in the requesters, like Nakoda alloy ingots and polyphenol sulfide. There we go. One ZPM machine hull. I guess now I'll work towards getting the energy converter, starting with dragon steel. Ooh, but this is a bit expensive, but I should have everything there except refined sunflower oil. How do I get that? I need crystallized sunflower oil, which I get from amethyst shard and sunflower oil. Sunflower oil is sunflowers in the brewery. So I'm gonna need a brewery, and sunflowers too, but something tells me, yeah, I already have a lot of them, and it's not hard to get more. Well, I need a brewery. A brewing vat? How hard would that be? But would it be worth it? I don't think it would be. I think I'll make an IV brewery, just in case I want to upgrade, but I don't think I need to upgrade. And the only thing here that I'm missing is a tungsten steel spring, which is not very hard to make. There we go, brewery. So I can just set that up here, making sunflower oil. Did it need it? No, it didn't need a circuit. And then I might need another distillery. Well, I have a spare, so I can set that up. And the crystallized oil is circuitless, so I'll just stick that in the main mixer, along with the dragon steel. So then I should be able to craft up a bunch of that. Ooh, it goes through a lot of sunflowers. I should probably make something to mass produce them. But I'm fine for now. The only way to get them is from... oh, not even a large sieve. It has to be a regular sieve. Or from world interactions. Well, I can grab a bunch of bone meal. And I guess just do this while I wait for the dragon steel to come through. That's a lot more sunflowers. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but I don't see myself needing more than like 200 dragon steel. If even. And I'd be fine to do that method to get another 1,000 or so sunflowers. Well, either way, I can convert it into ingots. I'll make all 28 of the dust into ingots. Oh, each one takes 17 seconds though. That's not terrible. Oh, I know, I'm still doing the Nakoda alloy. It's 80 seconds for dragon steel. Oh, well, that's gonna take a very long time, but I have enough to trigger the quest. And I'm gonna be turning all of it into wire. So now, I just keep waiting for more dragon steel to come through, and then all I'm missing is a ZPM circuit to make the energy converter. And I wonder, I could probably make this ZPM circuit. I do have everything I need. Yeah, I guess I'm upgrading. And it really shouldn't take that long to make either. There we go, one ZPM circuit. And in that time, I got enough dragon steel to be able to make the ZPM energy converter. No quest for it though. So now I properly have ZPM power. That didn't take too long. So with the time I've got left, let's see what I need to make the energy hatch. Okay, I'm already seeing two things here that I don't currently have. Being a data orb and a research station. How do I get a research station? I need a data bank and a handful of LUV and ZPM components. And of course I need research for it, so I need an elite scanner. Okay. And it's a multi-block. Fun. Okay. Utilizing ZPM power is going to be quite far off then. So I'm just going to start with the LUV scanner, because that one I can definitely get now. There we go. LUV scanner. And I've just realized I never got LUV power in the same sort of way as the others. Because the only LUV small machine I have is in the clean room. Well, I only need the IV scanner though. Actually, that kind of makes sense. I just need to get a data stick then. And while I'm here, what do I need for a data orb? Not that much. That is surprisingly cheap. I guess I may as well make a recipe for it, because I'm gonna need it eventually. Well, that should be the research. That should be the data for the research station. Now I just need all the rest of this. And I just want to see, how much of this do I have or not? Almost none of it. Cool. How much here is easy? Trinium foils I can make with little to no effort, but nothing else here screams out as something simple. Let me see the field generator. It's not terrible. And I have everything except titanium cuprate wires, or the fine wires rather. I'll just need to make an IV one for the research, and of course another data stick. And I guess while I'm here, that gives me the data stick for the research station. But the field generator, I should be able to make that now. So what else? How about the data bank? Because that's a quest up here. I guess it's just an upgraded data access hatch, and I can make a lot of it. I'm just missing cobalt wire and some more of these computery things. The optical pipe, that was a thing for the research station as well. So what do I need for that? Silver foil, borosilicate glass fibers, and polytetrafluoroethylene. I should be able to make that. I just need to tell the computer how to make boron. There's just no guaranteed way to get borax. Guess I'll just have to do it myself for a bit. So then the only thing left for the data bank is the computer casing. And I think... no, I don't quite have everything I need for that. I do have a lot of iridium though, so I can process that into the two things I need. But that's all I need for the computer casing. I just need to research the data bank, and that should be all I need to be able to make a data bank. So, I'm only then missing two things to make the research station. A ZPM electric motor, and I'm just going to call that uranium wires. Of the two, I think the ZPM motor is probably easier. Oh boy. Maybe not. Let me check out the wire. I just need uranium, rhodium, and naquita. Is there an easy way to get uranium? I can centrifuge my leftover 238 uranium. I can make it in the fusion reactor, but that's busy making europium. And I can get it from electrolyzing depleted uranium hexafluoride. So centrifuge uranium hexafluoride, uraninite, hydrofluoric acid, and fluorine. I can do that. I guess I can centrifuge my old fission uranium anyway. But then that can make the uranium rhodium dinaquaidide dust? I have no idea how to pronounce that. Then I can turn it into an ingot, and then into a wire. So that's the uranium wires done. Now for the ZPM motor. I have recipes for close to nothing here. Great. I can start with the osmiridium, because all of that shouldn't be too bad. Most of it's just putting it through the extruder, or similar machines. And then the only thing here left that I'm missing is europium wire. I didn't even know I could solidify europium, but I guess it kind of makes sense. So that's it for the ZPM motor. I do, however, need to research it. But that should be the last thing I need for the data station. I'm really filling this data access hatch. Is there a bigger one? Yeah, there's an LUV one. Might need to upgrade that soon. But yeah, everything here has a recipe, so I should be able to just queue up what I need. I'll get the data bank first, just so I can complete the quest. But I just want to make sure... no, there's nothing I'm missing. And it doesn't actually seem terribly expensive. So there's the data bank to trigger that quest, and then I can get the research station, which might take a while. So I guess while I wait, let me see what else I need to actually build the multi-block. Computer casings I have. Advanced computer casings aren't that hard. I can make a recipe for that. Then computer heat vents. These seem way too cheap. And all I'm missing here is a tiny stainless steel fluid pipe. That's not hard. I do have a tiny pipe in the extruder, right? No, I do not. It's not that hard for me to make it though. I'll just stick it there, and cable. That should make the tiny pipes. And then I should be able to make all of the computer casings. So what else do I need? Energy hatch, I can do that. Does it take exactly one? Okay. I'm not sure how much I'd need to overclock it, but good to know that I can't. Then maintenance hatch, very easy. But then an object holder and a computer data reception hatch. What's an object holder? Oh boy. Expensive is what it is. And then a data reception hatch. That's comparatively simpler. In fact, I could probably make one of them. No, maybe I can't make them now. I need an optical data reception hatch. Yeah, but that's not too hard. I think it's still worth me automating this, but I should be able to make it nonetheless. I guess I may as well queue it up. Why is it asking for that circuit? Ah, the IV sensor is outdated. There we go. Fixed. So now I can queue it up, and I may as well. But then this object holder, this is starting to get very complex. I can almost make the things that I need for it though. I'm missing the ZPM input bus, which is pretty easy. So then the main thing here is the robot arm. I think I can get away with that. The osmiridium gears, I can make them. It's just extruder molds. And then the ZPM piston, I think I can make that one too. Yeah. I'm gonna need research for all of this. And I'm gonna need... oh no. I can't get the upgraded data access hatch because I need to research that too. And I need a research station for it. I guess I'll just swap out the sticks wherever necessary. Because I can't have multiple data hatches. Well, I'll just get the data. And I'll see if there's anything here that I probably don't need. I don't need the fusion reactor Mark 1. Probably don't need the LUV energy hatch. I'll need one more. Am I going to need another data bank? I don't know if I will. But I think the LUV energy hatch is further away. I'll just hang on to them for now. Well, I just need to get the research for the object holder, and I should be able to make it. I just need to get a ZPM input bus. It's taking so long. Oh, let me guess. No. Why is it... Oh, requires clean room. I can just move it over. There we go. So I can get the research for the object holder, and then I can queue it up to craft. And it's gonna take a while. Wait, I don't have a recipe for an osmiridium plate? I guess I don't. Now I can queue it up. And this is going to take a very long time to go through. So while I wait, I'm gonna see what's wrong with some of these other recipes. It's not making the uranium rhodium dinoquite. I still don't know how to pronounce that. What's wrong with it? It has the right things, doesn't it? Yeah. Circuit 4. Oh, ZPM power. Okay. That immediately means I need to make this mixer because this one can be overclocked. And that's too much work for me to do in this video. I was already pushing it. I was already worried I'd be over time, so that gives me a good enough excuse to sort of call it there. I knew the energy hatch was going to be a huge undertaking, but I thought I might have been able to get there. But I couldn't quite get to the research station in time, so I'm gonna have to wait until the next video to be able to make that. But all I'm missing, I should have... Yeah, I've got the data reception hatch. I can't get the research station or the object holder because of the uranium wires, but I should be able to get the rest of it. So I guess next time, I need to make the large mixing vessel so that I can make the uranium wires, so that I can make the research station, so that I can make the ZPM energy hatch. Oh, and I also need to get the ZPM assembler. But that doesn't seem like as big of an undertaking anymore, because I have the robot arms. I can probably get the conveyor modules pretty easily. Yeah, I think I've got everything I need, but just still another thing to add to the pile. But either way, I am very much out of time for this video. We've still made decent progress. We've unlocked ZPM power, and we've started getting some of the ZPM machines. And I guess technically we upgraded the circuits as well. Once we get the ZPM energy hatches, I think I might be able to go all the way to a UV circuit? I'd have the research station at that point, so I'd be able to research it, and then the UV circuit lets me do all kinds of things. Yeah, the ZPM energy hatch is going to be a huge upgrade, but it's a while away. I'm probably not going to get it until the end of next video, but that's fine. So we got another two-parter. Pretty much everything now is a multi-video project. But that just means it's getting really hard now. I guess that's going to be the case for pretty much everything in ZPM. Well, that's enough rambling. I'm done with this video. Bye.